Tuesday, May 25, welcome to CGN News. The United Nations UNICEF watchdog over the rights of children is calling on the Caribbean Examinations Council, the CXC, to adjust exams to avoid disadvantaging students. A UNICEF release said the body is concerned about CXC maintaining the upcoming CSEC and the CAPE examinations for students as currently designed. It suggested changes to the content and administration of the exams in line with recommendations from the Caribbean Union of Teachers. UNICEF said it recognized the efforts made at reducing certain requirements. However, there are still a number of issues which require more substantial changes. It also cited the negative impact of the eruption of the La Soufrière volcano in St. Vincent and repeated complaints from teachers about the low levels of preparedness. President Jovenel Moïse declared a state of emergency as Haiti experiences what officials say may be a new deadlier wave of the coronavirus, being blamed for the deaths of at least 3 public figures so far. Prominent figures Pastor Emmanuel Sanon, Chesnel Pierre, and France Gerard Verret died of COVID-19 symptoms over the weekend, according to local reports. Ex-Senator Jean-Robert Posset also tested positive. Haiti has seen about 70 new coronavirus infection cases per day on average, Moïse said last week. The English and Brazilian variants were detected in Haiti, officials said. Haiti accepted 130,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine last week, but there's no word yet of when it will arrive. The Antiguan government has called for the World Health Assembly to commit to an urgent implementation plan to arrest the tragedies of the COVID-19 pandemic. In a recorded address to the 74th Assembly, Prime Minister Gaston Brown said the organization must also agree to comprehensive action. Antigua and Barbuda recorded a total of 42 deaths from COVID-19 and 1,258 positive cases. Brown also raised the issue of vaccine equity, which he said is critical to achieving global herd immunity and to contain the emergence of deadlier COVID-19 variants. The Assembly is expected to address several issues, including the World Health Organization Immunization Agenda 2030. The Bahamas government announced a 2-week lockdown for Cat Island and North and Central Andros, effective 8 p.m. Monday as the country moves to curb the spread of the coronavirus. The Bahamas recorded 52 COVID-19 cases on Saturday, including 7 in Cat Island and 9 in Andros. The country has recorded 225 deaths and 11,499 positive cases since March last year. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, in a nationwide radio and television broadcast, said that only essential workers will be allowed to visit the islands during the lockdown. A probe has been launched into an alleged assault of a minor by a staff member at the Noel Holmes Hospital in Hanover. The assault of a 15-year-old girl reportedly took place Sunday night at the government-run facility. Reports are that a male nursing assistant is now in police custody in relation to the incident. The teen was admitted for drug overdose, allegedly after being sexually abused by a family member. In a tweet, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton called the situation, quote, most distressing, end quote. At least 115,000 health and care workers have died from COVID-19 since the start of the pandemic, the World Health Organization said Monday. At the opening of the WHO Annual Assembly, Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus hailed the sacrifices made by health workers around the world to battle the pandemic. He said many felt, quote, frustrated, helpless, and unprotected, with lack of access to personal protective equipment and vaccines, end quote. The Director General described the overall inequity in access to vaccines as scandalous, warning it was perpetuating the pandemic. Health officials and the State Department on Monday warned Americans against travel to Japan owing to a surge in coronavirus cases in the country, which is preparing to host the Olympics. The twin alerts could factor into decisions by Olympic athletes and spectators on whether to compete in or attend the Games due to start in July. travelers should avoid all travel to Japan, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said in an update. The State Department's warning was more blunt. Quote, "Do not travel to Japan due to COVID-19, end quote, it said, and raised the department's travel alert from level 3, reconsider travel, to level 4, do not travel. A government watchdog says the Trump administration forced migrant parents to leave the United States without their children, contradicting claims by officials that parents were willingly leaving them behind. The report by the Department of Homeland Security found at least 348 cases in which there were no records showing that migrants wanted to leave their children in the U.S. It also found cases in which officials deported parents knowing they wanted to take their children with them. That contradicted assertions by senior officials that parents chose to leave their children in the U.S. to stay with family while they were deported in 2017 and 2018. The findings issued by Trump-appointed Inspector General Joseph Kufari provide new insight into a policy that became a significant political crisis for the previous administration. Brazil's federal police arrested a fugitive Italian drug lord with ties to the powerful Ndrangheta gang. Rocco Marabito, the second most wanted criminal in Italy, was arrested in a hotel room along with 2 other foreigners, Brazil's Justice Ministry said in a statement. The police reported that Morabito was arrested in Uruguay in 2017 after 22 years on the run. He escaped from jail in 2019 when Brazilian authorities began investigating him. The Italian police traveled to Brazil for the arrest and were involved in the operation. Morabito had already been sentenced to 30 years in prison in Italy. The Ndrangheta is one of the largest crime gangs in the world. And finally, as one of the original viral videos, the "Charlie Bit My Finger" clip is a little piece of internet history. But now the much-loved clip of baby Charlie gnawing on his brother Harry's finger will be taken off YouTube after it was sold for $760,999. The Davies Carr family auctioned the clip as an NFT, a non-fungible token. Bids came into their auction page throughout the weekend, but the bidding battle was between 2 anonymous accounts. 3F Music eventually outbid Meme Master for the video, which has been watched more than 880 million times since it was put on YouTube in 2007. The clip had been due to be removed from the video sharing platform on May 23 following the auction, but at the moment it's still there. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.